Hey, hey, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Kick in the Pants. Angela Fallon here, bringing you a gentle push to help you level up in your life, fill you with a dose of Monday motivation, and provide tips to accelerate your success in life and in your career. So it's good to see you all again. I know we took kind of a break last week for Memorial Day here in the States. It's a really important holiday that I think a lot of people think is just barbecues and maybe bike rallies and things like that. But it's a pretty big thing, and I really wanted to honor and observe that holiday. And I was also on vacation, and here I am about 20 minutes late to my time slot here today. Everyone is going back in our house to something. We've been out for a week already for summer break, and my oldest starts a job today. My middle son is going to cross country camp. And then the youngest is at a STEM camp. So science, technology, engineering, and math. I think he's doing like robotics and some stuff today. He's like super excited. And he had two friends in his group today. So I know he's absolutely loving it. But it was an early morning for everybody after spending a week on a different time zone last week and a little more relaxed pace to what's going on this week when we were back in the throes of exercising and camps and all of the things for summer, right? So last month we talked about a stuck mindset, and I feel like we kind of have a gap here with last week being out for, again, Memorial Day. But we talked about how do you get out of a stuck mindset, and I gave you guys a couple of examples of things to do to move you forward. The first one I talked about was taking a pause and seeing if there's another exit, which is kind of funny because last week I was like I said, we were in another state, we were in the mountains, and we borrowed someone's Jeep to go get a part for our car because it was basically a battery. We had like a battery issue. And we were in this old rusty Jeep, and we got to the auto store to get a new battery for our truck. And this old Jeep I was in, I could not get the battery I could not get the seatbelt undone. I'm not kidding. I was like stuck in it. And it kind of reminded me of what we talked about a month ago about when you're stuck, how do you find another exit? I literally needed another exit out of the seatbelt. And then it was kind of tightened down too. And it happened to have one of those things that kind of like slides up and down on the seatbelt to hold the kind of like a clamp down, right? To hold down the seatbelt so it doesn't loosen whenever you get stopped quickly. So I had to look at it. And again, it wasn't my Jeep. So I had to look at how to loosen up the seatbelt. I'm like, worst case, I just really loosen the seatbelt and have to like climb out of it, right? But I didn't freak out about it. A couple of years ago, I probably would have freaked out about it. Really. I told you guys I went kind of through a phase of claustrophobia even, and I had to work through it because I'm like, this is not me. I've never been claustrophobic. This is weird. But it's funny how I even used that a week ago in somebody else's Jeep where I almost got stuck in this Jeep. Couldn't get out. Anyways, a couple of other things we talked about is, what's the tiniest step you can take today to get to your goal that you want to reach. Another one we talked about is how to talk about affirmations and, what you need to say to remind yourself who you are every day. And speak that over yourself, and use those I'm committed to affirmations each day, saying them each day, maybe multiple times throughout the day. One of the other things we talked about is how you write down five things you want daily to kind of get your juices flowing again on how to dream. Because sometimes I feel like we forget how to dream and we just go through the grind. And that's where I really wanted to pick up from there and talk today about one more way that you need to check in with yourself right now if you are feeling stuck or if you feel like you're really just not making any progress. I want to ask you, are you sleepwalking? Are you just working through the grind right now at work, maybe at home, with kids at home, or, maybe you're taking care of, ailing parents or something like that? Are you sleepwalking? Are you a robot? Do you really remember what you did last week for work? For those of you who are at work, what are you sleepwalking? Think about that. Are you going through life like a robot, like, what's another word? I think you guys know what I mean, though. Are you just going through the motions right now? You need to stop and take a pulse of yourself and think about it. And whenever I did that over the last week, am I really present right now with my family? Am I present when I'm with my family? Am I present when I'm at work? And it's different, right? It's different whenever I'm at home, when I'm, maybe watching YouTube or something, and my kid comes up and is talking to me, and I'm like, no, 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 mom's busy, mom's busy. Am I really busy, or am I numbing myself? Am I sleepwalking through life? I've got to a point where I really don't watch TV much anymore. In fact, my kids like to watch the same movies over and over again. And a lot of the ones I like, my kids luckily like the movie Pitch Perfect. And I love all three of those because I love music. I love singing. I love that they perform. I sang like in middle school. And I love karaoke and things like that. I cannot carry a tune in a bucket anymore. I completely ruined my vocal cords in high school with cheerleading. Um, but I still love to perform, and I love singing, even though you don't really want to hear me singing. But my kids love that movie too. But the thing is like it's the same movie over and over again. And so there's times where I walk in and I kind of get engrossed in it, and I kind of stop and stay in the living room for a little bit. And like, oh, I love this part. And then I have to like jolt myself and remind myself, you have seen this movie 30 times. Walk away. Go finish doing the laundry. Go work on what you were headed to go work on. And, basically learn how to disrupt myself. You also have to take your own pulse of, are you sleepwalking? Are you going through the motions right now? Or do you need to disrupt yourself? You need to think about that. One way to disrupt yourself is to start doing one thing different every day. And I don't mean do a new thing different every day. Think about what you should be doing right now and that you're not. Because I had to think about that. And it really took meeting with my dietitian I'm dealing with right now, working with her. I'm not dealing with her. I'm working with her on getting to a place where I feel healthier right now. I've got a lot of blood work done recently, and I have some genetics that are not helping me at the moment. And I have to do something different about it. And it's going to be diet and exercise. Now, I had to take a true pulse on, am I truly exercising the way that I know I can? And the answer was no, because when I was honest with myself, I basically realized that I have not been doing consistent strength training since before COVID. Think about that. That's been over 3 years from now. I have not consistently done strength training. Yeah, I do Peloton. Yeah, I take dogs for a walk. Yeah, I will walk with my kids to and from school, things like that. But I have not consistently been doing strength training. And there's really no reason, because I have a gym here at our house that has most of the things I need. And we have a gym membership that is 3 miles down the road. There's really no excuse for me to not be doing strength training, because I know personally it is the best thing for me. In fact, strength training is more beneficial to me at my age and what the things that I have going on in my life right now than cardio is. I don't feel like I get stronger whenever I do a cardio exercise. Like, say I go get on my Peloton. I like getting on my Peloton. I love the music that I pick, normally the instructor that I pick, and I feel pretty good afterwards, but it's nothing like the strength I feel emotionally and physically and mentally after I go through strength training. And I spend less than an hour doing it. It's somewhere between about 45 minutes to an hour that I do strength training. And I try to get it in at least 3 days a week. I used to do 5 days a week before COVID. We had a gym at work, and I would stay and do my workout and then go home and have dinner with family. So that is my current disruptor. I am getting back in the game of strength training, and I have an accountability coach. My dietitian has agreed to meet with me every 2 weeks to make sure that I'm doing what I've committed to doing. And I love that about her, that she's willing to even have like a 5-minute meeting. She's like, okay, are you doing what we agreed to do? We set a goal. Are you meeting that goal right now? And some people need that. You guys know I'm a coach. I'm a life coach, career coach. Yes, even I need accountability, and I love it. So you need to be doing the same thing for yourself. What have you taken? First of all, have you taken a test for yourself? Take your own pulse of, are you sleepwalking through life right now? Are you doing things intentionally? Ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Maybe you need to journal it out. Some people really love pen to paper. I love pen to paper too. And whenever I write down questions, it's amazing how like the answers start to flow. Maybe it's, our years and years of testing through grade school. I don't know. But think about, are you sleepwalking through your career? Are you sleepwalking through the time with your family? Are you? Think about it and be honest with yourself. Are you acting like a robot? Do you sit in front of the TV at the end of the night and just kind of veg out for hours and hours? And don't spend intentional time with even your spouse if you're like an empty nester. Think about it. And if you are, then disrupt yourself. Maybe put a timer on your TV and then shut it off after 30 minutes and then go for a walk. Walks are absolutely free and it is so good for you. Go look up the benefits of walking daily. Go look it up. I think you'd be surprised at what you actually find. Okay, so the action I want you all to take today, because I'm a little over my 10 minutes now, is take your internal test. Are you sleepwalking through life? Through life? Are you like phoning it in? Think about it and be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you're completely missing this opportunity to be more present and be more alive in your life. Next week, I really want to talk about mindfulness, which really means more awareness. And we will talk about some other things to do to be more mindful and be more aware and be more present in your life next week as well. Okay. So I hope you guys are having a great Monday. I hope you are having a great week so far. And I hope you had a great week last week too, especially for for those of y'all that are in the States and also observed Memorial Day. All right. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope this is of value to you. If it was, I would love for you to like, comment, subscribe if you're following us on YouTube. And we completely appreciate all of the attention you give us with those types of interactions of liking and commenting and subscribing. It's always appreciated. And just a quick reminder that if you are feeling overwhelmed or behind, you are in the right place and it's the right time. You'll have a great Monday and a great rest of your week.